YouTube friends and YouTube Ken, it's your girl K with 2 A's, and I'm finally back with another cornstarch video. On this video, I'm going to be teaching y'all how to make cornstarch chunks. Well, this is how I make my chunks. So, of course, you need a box of Argo cornstarch. Argo is definitely the best way to go. The best taste, the freshest one I have tasted thus far. And you need aluminum foil, Reynolds wrap aluminum foil, not the little cheap aluminum foil. I done tried it. It's not gonna work. You need the real thing. I know it's a little expensive, but if you want your chunks to come out right, go ahead and buy it. So you go ahead and pop your box open and, cut the top off. And what I'm doing right here is I am making sure that all of the cornstarch is packed in the box, right? You do that because in order for the cornstarch to actually form, I had to go ahead and taste it, y'all. Believe it or not, I have not ate cornstarch in months. That's why there haven't been any, new videos. But I was like, let me go ahead and, get on here and speak to my cousin them and should get them a thing or two and show them how to make their own cornstarch chunks, since I ain't been making no more videos. But yeah, so you want to make sure you have it all packed down. That way it can form into a solid. This is very, very, very important. If you do not pack the cornstarch down as flat as you can, your chunks will be loose. Like, have y'all ever seen anybody try to crunch a chunk or something or a brick and it's really not crunchy? That's because it did not get to form. So this part, like I said, very important. So I'm constantly just making sure that I'm packing it all down, packing it all down, packing it all down. And that is what I'm doing here. Yeah, you're gonna have to put some pressure on it, all that. And as you can see, I'm filling the box to kind of make sure, I can feel it getting stuff. Yes, it's okay to use an object. I use whatever I can find. Right now I'm using one of my kids' cup. And yeah, I'm just trying to get these chunks right. I like mine nice and crunchy. If it don't crunch like ice, it ain't right. So while I was punching it down, or whatever you want to call it, I realized, like, okay, this is not enough cornstarch in here to form like I want it to. I haven't did this in a while, so I was a little rusty, but I'm like, I know I still got it. And I went ahead and got another cornstarch box out of my stash because I wanted to go ahead and pour some more into this pack. That way it's filled up and I can get it as solid as I can. If you try to put it in there with only just the amount of cornstarch that come in the box, it's just going to keep like fluffing out because you're pushing it down so far. So you want to make sure that you fill the white wax paper that's inside the corn box, inside of the cornstarch box. Yeah, you want to make sure that you kind of fill that all the way up. That way when you fold the paper down, you're not folding it down too far and a whole bunch of cornstarch won't be coming back up while it's still in its powder form. So once I did that, I was like, okay, there we go. That was the step that I hadn't forgot. But yeah, so I'm still just packing it down. Remember, this is a very important part. Please do this. Do not think that you don't have to do this and it's still gonna come out right. It's not. I'm telling you, it took me like 4 or 5 tries before I actually got making cornstarch chunks down pat. I don't really too much care for the bricks because I'm not finna bite no hole. I'm just not. I'm gonna break it up anyway. So that's why I just go ahead and go for the chunks. But yeah, once you get it all packed in there, you want to go ahead, fold the white wax paper down. Then you want to fold the box down as well and put pressure on that. Try to put my whole body weight on this box to make sure that it's pressed down. I used to be extra with it. I used to put it on the floor, step on it, all that. But I realized I don't got to do all that no more. So I just, like you see me doing right here, I just put all my body weight on it, make sure it's down. I feel it all around, make sure it feels, as hard as I can get it while it's still a complete powder. Once you do that enough, you want to go ahead and get your Reynolds wrap. Remember, you need the tough stuff. And you want to securely wrap the whole box in the aluminum foil, just like you see me doing right here. You can wrap it as many times as you need to, I just kind of eyeball it. I don't do it no special amount of times. Of course, you know, you want to get it enough around it. But yeah, so I hate dealing with aluminum foil, y'all. I normally be messing it up because it just be all over the place sometimes. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm folding it all up on each side. Still making sure, you know, that it's packed nice and neat. Nice and tight. See, you see, I keep pushing it down. When I tell you, you have to do that. You have to do like I'm giving somebody CPR or something. Yeah, so then I was like, okay, let me go back in because I could still see some of the box right there. I could see some of the blue and white writing. So I was like, let me go back over this again and make sure that it is completely covered because it is going in water. It's going to be basically submerged in water, which, you know, is fine because the box and then the wax paper is not just regular paper. The wax paper kind of protects it from getting directly to the cornstarch powder. But yeah, you still want to wrap it, you know, pretty nice and neat and pretty tight. Have enough over it to try to avoid it from getting wet directly. Yep, I'm just packing and packing and packing. Once I got done packing and smacking like my man be doing his ass, I went ahead and got out my, I guess you would call this the pot of the pressure cooker. That's what I use to make my chunks. This is the pressure cooker that I have. I got it off of Amazon. And you fill it up. I filled it up to the number 3. It was like right before it would be covering it. Went ahead and popped the top on, and I couldn't remember what I used to put it on, so I think I had just selected like stew because I'm like, okay, stew is pretty, you know, tough. But yeah, so I did a total of like, I want to say 4 hours or 4.5 hours or whatever. And yeah, I took it out, got me a, you know, my pen out or whatever, and now I'm unwrapping it. Now while you see me pressing it, I'm trying to make sure before I unwrap this whole thing, I want to make sure I can feel that it is hard before I take all of this off and have to rewrap it and put it back in there if it's not hard like I need it to be. But I was like, okay, no, this thing hard. I done let it pressure cook. I done been at a girls' night, all that, while it's in the pressure cooker and it's, you know, doing what it do. So now I'm just unraveling it. I'm so excited because it's been a while since I made chunks. But I had confidence that I still got it. I was like, I know I can still do this. This is me getting all this mess out the way. And aren't you guys ready to see how these chunks turned out and to try it yourself? This is the way you do it, okay? This is how you do it. I had no video when I first started learning how to make chunks that just showed me how to do it like this. This is the blueprint. Go ahead and rip that box off. It's going to be wet. It's going to be slimy because like I keep saying, it is wax paper. So I don't know if y'all could see. Y'all going to see it in a minute. Y'all can see, okay, I'm scraping. The yellow goo is yellow and gooey. That's normal. That's because, like I said again, the paper is wax. And once it get wet and hot and all that, it creates this residue that forms on the paper, and you just scrape it off. You ain't eating the paper. It's not gonna be on your cornstarch. It's not gonna be inside of the paper where the cornstarch powder was. No worries. Get you a spoon, scrape it off. Got my purple bowl away from Easter, and as y'all can see, it was a success. Okay, and watch me pop these chunks into this bowl, baby. Chicken all in the... Mom, what, you got cornstarch? I'm like, oh my God, I can't have nothing in a piece. But yeah, so over there stealing them. I think the other one finna come big. And I'm like, dang, can't have... My goodness. Y'all did the most on that one video where my kids was in the video eating cornstarch. Man, check this. I do not just sit and feed my kids cornstarch. Stop it. Like, it's very aggravating, okay? I barely eat it. Like, I don't just sit there and be like, here. Like, no, that's not what we doing. They probably ain't had a taste of cornstarch since that last video y'all seen, which probably about, what, 2 years ago. But boom, here you go. Cornstarch chunks on point. I was like, yes. My mouth was watering so bad. And if you're trying to stop eating cornstarch, the way that I stopped craving it was I got my iron up. More than likely you have, oh, look at them chunks. Look at them chunks, baby. More than likely you have an iron deficiency, and that's why you're craving cornstarch. But anyways, I ain't no doctor. This how these cornstarch chunks turned out, and baby, I'm ready to bust down. Make sure you like, share, and comment on this video. Subscribe. I am going to try to start making more cornstarch videos just for y'all, because I really don't crave it like that no more. But baby, these was looking good. It still tastes good to me, so I think I still can do it. You know, give y'all a little ASMR, little crunch here and there, whatever. Yeah, these chunks was definitely like that. I wanted to turn the sound back on so y'all can hear it, but I'm going to make a video, a separate video, eating these chunks, and y'all it's gonna give what it's supposed to be giving. Y'all gonna see. Look at that. Dropped it, all that. No powder, no nothing.